Hello there guys and welcome back to a brand new video. As of tomorrow, October 2nd, Star Wars Squadrons will have been out for an entire year, which absolutely blows my mind. So today I wanted to talk about the game and see where it's at a year later. But before doing that, I just wanted to talk to you about an Xbox Game Pass giveaway that I'm running thanks to the EA Creator Network. EA has been kind enough to present me with the opportunity to give away 1 month free of Xbox Game Pass to you guys, and you can enter by doing a few simple steps. To enter, all you need to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel and join my Discord server, as I'll name the winner over there. A link to the server will be in the description below. When you join the Discord, make sure you head over to the giveaway channel and say Xbox Game Pass giveaway with a screenshot of you having liked the video and subscribed so that I know you've entered. The giveaway will end in exactly 1 week's time, so October 8th at 7 PM BST. If you are on PlayStation, then please do not enter the giveaway, as it obviously will not work, and it reduces the chances of people actually winning it if they need it. Thank you once again to EA for the opportunity, but now I'll get into the video. I also just want to add that if I do sound a bit bunged up, then I do apologise. I've had a bit of a cold over the last 48 hours, but it is now on its way out. So without wasting any more time, let's get into the video. In the last year, Squadrons has had some great content added to it. Originally, there were no major plans for post-launch content beyond the cosmetics that they added up until May 4th earlier this year, and of course the Operation Helmets. As many will know, in mid-November they announced that there would be 2 major content updates coming to the game. One in November, which added Fostar Haven as a map to the multiplayer and some new components. Then another update in December which added the TIE Defender, the B-Wing, new components for those ships and custom matches, which was a huge thing for the community, as it was a highly requested feature even before the game's launch. Prior to that though, we had an update on October 28th which released a handful of Mandalorian themed cosmetics due to Season 2 starting, which I thought was really cool. Beyond that though, the game got more cosmetics and balancing fixes up until May 4th, which is when support officially ended. The game is still getting operations every 8 weeks or so, which is great to see, as they introduce a cool new helmet each time with a new ranked season. We're now on to our 7th operation as far as I'm aware, and I'm not too sure how many operations there are left, but hopefully we still have at least a year of those. So that's a brief history of the last year of Squadrons. Now I want to go over what I think is still so good and what's not so good about the game a year later. Starting off as always with the good stuff, the biggest thing for me that I love about Squadrons is the gameplay. A year later it still feels absolutely incredible, and every time I go on it almost feels like it's the first time again. Even though there isn't a huge amount of playable content in the multiplayer, thanks to the gameplay I do find myself going back to playing on a fairly regular basis. My desire to play the game is definitely helped by the fact that we have the operation reward every couple of months, but with the gameplay being so good it never feels like a chore to unlock it. Another great thing about the game is of course the cosmetics. Even at launch they had a ton of amazing skins, holograms, helmets and all the rest of it, but post launch they introduced a ton of cool things. Whether it was Old Republic themed, High Republic themed or even the Mandalorian, as per the update in late October last year. But the beauty of having so many cosmetics in the game is that there's just so much to grind for. When it comes to cosmetics, I'm often a completionist, so I really want to get everything, which means that in Squadrons I still have a hell of a lot of work to do. So the gameplay and cosmetics are the 2 main things that I love about this game to this day. Building on the gameplay a little more, it's great to see the game playable in so many different ways. Whether it's with a HOTAS, VR, mouse and keyboard or controller, the fact that this game has so many inputs is a real highlight, and it caters to a large audience within the Star Wars and flight sim communities. In terms of the things that aren't so good for me, they're of no fault of the game itself. Pretty much everything in the game, in my opinion, is great. However, the matchmaking really suffers due to what feels like a small player base, and also the fact that the game doesn't have any content support is a real bummer. Squadrons, as you'll no doubt all be aware, is a very niche game. A lot of Battlefront fans aren't necessarily fans of the Starfighter mode, so they probably didn't even give Squadrons a chance. Flight sim games are also far less popular than your average first-person shooter, so naturally Squadrons was going to suffer with a much smaller player base than Battlefront. Even after a few weeks, the matchmaking could take a couple of minutes to find a game, and that's how it's been ever since. Thankfully though, Squadrons has been made easily accessible to many places over the year by being added to the PlayStation Plus back in June, along with the EA Play subscription and plenty of sales as well. To this day I still find a lot of players below level 5, probably more so than any other level category, and yet I also find players who are something astronomical like level 500 or more. More often than not, the players in my lobbies are either complete sweats and and dominate the game, or they're completely new to the game. Very rarely is there any in between, and I do find that rather strange. I'm level 71 and I feel like I either get super easy matches on dogfights or total annihilation. As for fleet battles, it's either annihilation or it is an actual challenge, so fair play to that. Due to the size of the player base, which to be fair I don't know the figures for, the matchmaking can be hugely inconsistent, which is a real shame. As for the lack of content support, it's just more a shame than anything else. The game is fantastic and I believe it had so much more to give us with additional modes, maps, cosmetics and so much more. My main hope is that EA eventually makes a sequel for Squadrons where we get multiple eras, with the prequels, original trilogy and the sequels. If there's enough High Republic content, then why not chuck that in as well. A game like that could honestly be supported for so many years and I'd love nothing more than to see that happen. So here we are a year later and Squadrons is still a game worth playing on a regular basis. It's a fantastic addition to the Star Wars game family and I pray that EA eventually creates an even bigger and better sequel for it, very much like they did with Battlefront 1 and 2. Squadrons will always have a very special place in my heart as well, as it was a game that has given me so many great opportunities already and I couldn't thank the game and EA enough for giving me those opportunities. But that is it from me today though guys. Let me know if you're still playing Squadrons and if so, what is your favourite thing about it. Thank you all very much for watching and may the force be with you always.